my God!
Collectors of everything, experts of none. Episode 32.
32.
Peter.
Hi, Neil.
How are you?
I'm
How
good,
are
thank
you?
you.
That's good. How's things? You look a bit cold.
Yeah, it's like 20 degrees here. So it's
Wow,
time for
that's
a
pretty
hoodie.
low. So
Yeah.
it's time to put the fireplace. Time to start stoking the fireplace in Queensland.
The fire pit
On-
is on
on
in
the
the
Gold
house.
Coast. God, yeah, it's pretty cool here too. Anyway,
We're simple people, man. We get cold easily.
episode 32. But how good was last week?
Mate, that was great. It was such a
fantastic.
It was such a good conversation.
Yeah.
Paul is such a wonderful guy.
Yeah,
So stoked that that he came and spent time with us, and looking
100%.
forward to having him back again as well.
yeah. Well,
when
he's got his
when the book comes
cartoon.
out.
Yeah, sorry, his comic, should I say, is about to launch. At some point, he wasn't too sure about the date, but wherever the date is, I'm sure we can accommodate.
Yeah,
we have nothing better to do.
in our
So
busy schedule of like,
let me
geez,
check
what are we
my
going to
diary.
talk about tonight?
I love it. But if you haven't seen that episode, make sure you go and have a look at it.
Definitely.
So he's a sketch artist, and he's done some work for Marvel Upper Deck. Some fantastic cards, actually. He's on Instagram, and is it Paul _
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you type in Paul Essence,
you can find him. But anyway,
you'll find him. He'll come up. You'll see his profile come up. So
100%.
and you can check out his awesome art there. He's on there. He's on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. So check him out, support him. He's a great guy doing good things.
And so after the show last week, we were talking for a little bit longer, and he showed us that killer Iron Man cartoon. Sketch he was doing. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about this, but anyway, I am.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the best Iron Man. And just for reference, I've got about 20 or 30 Iron Man sketch cards.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of the best sketches I've seen of Iron Man so far. The detail was fantastic.
Yeah.
So anyway, great guy. It was really good to chat to him. And there's a lot of people that have watched the podcast already, which is great. So I hope you enjoyed it. This one will be nowhere near as entertaining because it's just me and Peter. So I'd probably skip this one, to be fair.
Yeah.
But we've got some better guests coming up soon.
Yeah, if this is your first one, go back to the last one. It's much more interesting.
Yeah, go back to when there was 3 people on, because usually that third person is way more interesting than Peter and I. But if you do like our podcast and you are enjoying them, make sure you're following, sharing, liking, telling your collector friends about it, or your pop culture friends, should I say, because we do a little bit of pop culture now on the episodes. We're sort of getting into it a little bit more. Make sure you're liking us and sharing it. That'd be great, and really appreciate everyone that's listening to us at the moment.
Definitely.
Shout out to Stan. As you guys know, this is sponsored by icollekt, which is the world's greatest collector's app.
It's on my hat.
It's on, So if you do watch a few episodes previously, you'll realize Peter rarely wears the hat and usually wears some crappy Toronto Blue Jays hat or something. But anyway.
We're almost at 500, mate.
We're almost at 500 what?
Settle down.
500 what?
500% of wins.
Oh.
So that means we've lost as many as we've won. We're almost there.
Yeah. I've like 500 what people have watched this. We're like at 1% of 500 people that have actually watched our podcast.
Not this.
Yeah, settle down.
Yeah. No, I mean my Jays.
It's fantastic that you have the hat on. Yeah, well, the Titans lost again, which is normal now. We're just used to it. But they had a terrible hit out on the weekend. But the Blue Jays won, did they?
Yeah, we've actually done pretty well. We've won 3 out of the last 4 series, and we tied the last one. So, it's good.
I actually watched a Major League game the other day on KO, and I'm pretty sure it was live. And it was the Philly written on their jerseys?
Yeah, so the Phillies and the Mets are now actually in London playing in the London series.
Okay, that's what is that what I saw?
Yeah, that's what it would have been. Yeah, so
right. Anyway, it was pretty cool. I watched the last 3 pitches of the game. That was good enough for me.
Yeah,
it's a bit like 2020 cricket. It's a good thing
easier to watch in the short form.
Test cricket, not so much.
Not so much.
I don't have 5 days to waste my time. Yeah. Anyway, enough about sport. This is not a podcast about sport, Peter. This is a podcast about all things collector, all things pop culture.
It is.
And we've got some pretty cool things to talk about at the moment. So, hey, fill us in. Fill us in on the Wu Tang situation. What's happened after we had the episode?
After we had the episode.
Way, that short, we put a short up on Wu Tang and it blew up big time. Everyone loved it.
It's Wu Tang. Who doesn't love Wu Tang?
Yeah, because Wu Tang Clan ain't,
nothing
to mess around with.
Nothing. Yeah. Do not have any indiscrepancies with them.
Yeah, I think a couple of them are dead now. But anyway.
Yeah. So the big news is that it's sold out.
Sold out. Yeah.
Already.
So there's 2 sessions for it.
They're
gone. It was in one day. It was a really small thing by the looks of it.
Ridiculously small. And yeah, it's gone. So even if you wanted to go down there after listening to our podcast,
cancel the tickets.
Yeah, sorry.
Although I heard there's a pretty good brewery down in Hobart. There's a couple, possibly.
Well,
if you still do have the plane tickets.
In Hobart, dude.
Yeah. Well, I know a good friend of mine has a deer farm in Tasmania.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I won't get into that, but yeah, he does.
What do you farm deer for?
You got me now. Is it Venice?
I'm sorry, that was a serious question.
So they actually export it. They export it. So they go and
deer?
They kill the deer for their meat, not the whole deer. It's not a pet.
Yeah.
And then
whatever. Yeah. Next question.
Being vegan, you wouldn't know.
No, I wouldn't know.
Hey, anyway. Hey, we're going to talk about cards coming out this month too, very shortly. But there's 2 things. One thing I want to talk about is these Pop Century cards that have come out. There's a couple that have come out previously, but the 2024 Leaf Metal Pop Century cards have come out, and they're pretty awesome, right? But here's the rub. And if you don't know about these are let's call them high-end trading cards. I think you could probably say. So you can get a box of these, and every single card is autographed by someone of nobility. Yeah. So whether they're in movies or who did I see the other day? Oh, I saw. So anyway, let me do this, and I'll tell you about the ones that I've seen. So it's about $400 a box. I think Aussie, give or take.
Yeah,
you can't really buy them in Australia. They're mostly overseas.
I think you'd have to probably import them in from somewhere, or maybe a specialist card shop would have them.
Well, no, Mo's Bill had a couple of them.
Yeah, well, I know Cherry opened some as well on Instagram.
Yeah. So they're obviously popular because it's all relevant people that are in movies and whatnot at the moment. And they're like Snoop Dogg's in there and stuff like that. But so you buy a box, $400, or give or take, depending on shipping or whatever, depending who you're buying from. And in the entire box, there's 1 packet with 4 cards.
With 4 cards.
4 cards.
And this has been a point of contention between you and I about trying to work out whether something like this is actually worth it.
Between you and I? What are you talking about?
Yeah. Or if you're chasing a certain signature, like if it was you chasing the Joe Pesci, is it cheaper in that situation to just buy the single than what it is, to get a pop?
Yeah. So I think the single was, now you got me now. I can't remember. I think it was about $300 or something. Cool.
Yeah.
No, it was more than that, maybe.
I don't think it was around the price of a box.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But then there was some epic card. What about the one, was it 4? So there was 5 on there or 4?
No, 6.
Oh, there was 6.
There was 6 on there.
So who was on there? Tom Holland?
No. Well done.
He was just another one.
People on there, man. And you said
not
one person who's not on there.
Tom Holland isn't on there.
Tom Holland is not on there. So
tell me who's on
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
It was the guy who played Killmonger.
By the way, Wahlburgers burgers are pretty good. Hey? I had a Wahlburgers burger not long ago, and they were pretty decent.
Tastes like a burger.
I'm just sorry.
Yeah,
well, it tastes like a burger. Yeah, you wouldn't know, but it tastes like meat, cheese.
Dude, I eat burgers all the time.
Things like that. Anyway, sorry, keep going. So 6 people on there, yes.
Yeah. So there's Mark Wahlberg who makes burgers.
Yeah. So does Donnie. But anyway.
Whoa, hey, just leave Donnie out of it, man.
He does.
What happened to him in The Sixth Sense? Just leave him alone, all right? Okay? He's still recovering.
Yeah, he's all right.
Dude, you made me forget now who's on the card. Mark Wahlberg, Killmonger, Andrew Garfield.
Yes.
Chris Pratt, Alec Baldwin, which I thought was kind of weird.
That was the random one.
Yeah.
I thought that he was on there.
Was it Tobey Maguire?
Yeah, it could have been Tobey Maguire. We probably should have checked before we got on the episode, but anyway, that's fine.
Yeah,
I do that.
These people know what they're getting when we start talking about stuff.
Yeah.
But it's about 50-50 of misinformation.
Here's me looking at all these cards. I didn't realize that they're actually refractor. So I went on eBay and had a look at some of the sold Pop Century, and someone has snapped up And I'm pretty sure, was it at $1,800 a pop?
What's that for?
Or was it for the Margot Robbie refractors?
Oh, yeah. Someone's like
Someone's
gone through and tried to get the rainbow.
They basically tried to get the rainbow, and I think they've almost got it. If it's the same person, I'll have a look quickly because it was
tried to
crazy.
it.
It's probably him. 100% to be him on eBay for sure.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Sorry,
he's got a thing for girls from the Gold Coast. Who knows?
So there's the gold crystal autograph, 1,700 it sold for. The blue kaleidoscope, 1,200. The gold shimmer, 1,900. The silver shimmer, 1,700. The green refractor, 1,200. The pink scope was 2,200. So
wow!
They just keep going up.
Well, you know why the pink one would have been big. It was because of, I'd say, Barbie, maybe.
Well, it is Barbie. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, so that's the one that's going up. But it seems like there's a scarlet pink, but then it looks like there's the same card, but it's in a silver sparkle, and that went for 1,454. So the pink one's obviously that's probably the biggest one.
I mean,
anyway, so
it's some serious dosh.
Serious dosh, man. That's serious money for a single card.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are. That's still big money.
I just look to me. I don't know. I don't see it holding its value that well.
Yeah,
really. Yeah. Just for the fact that actors and actresses fall in and out of favor. I'm not saying that that'll happen to Margot Robbie, but you know, there was people in the 80s and 90s who were massive, who we don't even know now, like where they are. So,
like the Karate Kid,
I guess. Yeah, the longevity of this set would be my big sort of question mark. If you're buying one of those ones that have 6 signatures on it, you're getting your money's worth. I mean, that one with like there's Avengers, Black Panthers, Spider-Man, Transformers.
There's a one
Alec
actually.
Baldwin.
Well, there's one I saw the other day from the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld with his signature, and then "No soup for you" underneath.
I'd buy that.
That's funny.
100% buy that.
I just saw there's another one, a super refractor. It's like a gold looking one. Went for 3,000 Aussie for Margot Robbie.
Oh wow!
That was 7 days ago. That sold.
Dude, that's some crazy money. And okay, look, more power to you. If you got the money and you love Margot Robbie, go for it.
The reason why I thought it was cool is because on the Joe Pesci and on the De Niro one, I think it is as well, is the Forget About It card. Which yeah. So they got Forget About It, And if Peter, you're not into gangster movies, obviously, but if you know,
I'm trying to be supportive.
It's not working.
It's not working. Okay.
Nah. Okay. So anyway, that was just one of the things that I wanted to mention because I think it's a pretty cool set. You get a return on investment if that's what you're looking for. I think you're probably pretty tough to come by, unless you get an absolute banger. Even the Pesci one wasn't as expensive as Margot.
No. So the thing is, I haven't heard terrible reviews about it, which means that people who are breaking them must be at least getting their money back for the price.
That's actually a good
price of the box.
That's a good point. Generally, you would see a couple of, oh man, I got robbed, got nothing.
Oh yeah, I bought a case of this and I, spent some ridiculous amount of money and made half of it back, which has happened in certain sets. I know Panini's been actually terrible for it.
Oh, Panini gets smashed. There's a Hopkins Hemsworth Hiddleston triple auto.
Okay, now that's wicked. Like
someone's selling
that's a serious card that will hold its value.
Well, it's not even the card; it's the redemption card. They haven't even claimed it yet. For 7,000, it's selling for 7,500.
I reckon that's pretty good. I mean, you have Sir Anthony Hopkins on there, and then Thor and Loki.
Is Anthony Hopkins still alive? Is he passed now?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he's still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, all of them really should still be alive for the fact that Deadpool can just totally trash whatever MCU's coming up.
Yeah. So he's 86. He's alive.
Yeah.
He's alive and well. Sorry, I don't want to stress anybody out. He's good.
That's what happens from eating human adrenal glands.
Really?
Sorry.
You've been on X too much. All right, cards coming out this month. Very quickly, 2024 Flair Flair Marvel. These look pretty awesome. The artwork on these,
they do look pretty cool.
Yeah, the detail that I was looking at were pretty insane.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're like the Flair that came out in the 90s, which I think is one of the best sets for Marvel.
Yep.
Was it the Hildebrand brothers?
Yeah.
Could have been. Yeah. I'm losing my touch now. And it was all artwork, basically. Yeah. And it was fantastic. So I haven't looked at all the cards, but the ones I've seen have been pretty cool. So
I mean, I think Flair are doing a good job in the non-sports market. Yeah. I mean, that Avengers set that we broke a box or two of last year was incredible. The artwork was brilliant. And then you had the parallels where you can like match colors, like, the red Iron Man parallel. It's wicked. It's such a great idea. So I think Flair are really knocking it out of the park at the moment.
It's Flair. It's Flair. It's different. It's Flair, not Flair. It's two different companies.
Disregard what I said then.
That's right. We can edit this out. It's okay.
Yeah, Flair, you suck. Flair, so you're good.
So, but again, like I don't want to say that everyone's gouging all these companies, but the 2024 Flair Marvel set, 4 cards per pack, 12 packs per box. Now, back in the day, you would have maybe 8 cards in a pack. I should know this, to be fair.
Yeah, 8 to 12, I reckon.
And then there's 36 packs in a box.
Yep.
But no more.
But there was never the thought when we were kids of buying a box.
No.
Like that was just, there was no way that you'd ever be allowed, even if you had the money, to waste the money on buying a whole box of, Teenage
No one had that sort of money.
Cards.
What are you talking about?
or Marvel cards, or even footy cards back in the day. Yeah. Like you always thought in the process of packs, not boxes. Where these days I think everything's about boxes. Never do you sort of walk somewhere and go, I'm just going to buy
a packet. Yeah. Well, hang on. It depends if you're with your kid or not. If you're with your kids, you buy them packs. If you're on your own, you're like, 3 boxes, thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes.
Yeah.
You can have one Pokemon pack between the 3 of you.
Yeah. So Flair do a really unique type of card with Marvel, and they have previously, where it's a lot more artistic, if that makes sense. Now, the Avengers cards are awesome cards. But the variations in those were epic. I mean, there were so many different refractors in that set. You didn't even know where to start.
And then even the inserts, like there was a lot of insert sets in that set at the Avengers set last year as well.
There was there's a transparent one, which was an original. So I got an Iron Man one of that, but it was like the original Iron Man on there. And then there was the refractor set. Then there was the comic one, I think, was on there.
That kind of showed their debut in comic form, didn't it? That was
kind
of like a throwback to their rookie.
Correct, which happens in a few sets. And then there was the medallion. Actually, the medallion. The one's up there.
You got medallions up there?
Yeah, the medallions are up there.
Yeah.
So there was a fair few. Oh, then obviously there was the chess pieces.
Yeah, but there was also autos in that set too, wasn't there?
There was, There was autos of the chess pieces.
Yeah,
actually.
But then artists as well as actors?
Yeah, well, I don't even know who signed. There was a Thanos signed one that I saw recently. I don't know who signed it.
That wasn't Josh Brolin, though.
No, it could have been. No, it wasn't Josh Brolin, no.
Yeah.
No, because... Or maybe it was. Actually, I should find out. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll get back to you on that one.
I think it was signed by the artist, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, a couple of other notable mentions. The Panini Select Series A Soccer is coming out. Lou Gehrig Day autographs, 2024 tops, which is a baseball. The 2024 Series 2 baseball, the Donruss Optic basketball, the Contenders basketball, and I don't know a huge amount about basketball cards, but there are so many different sets of basketball cards. It's insane. Panini One football's coming out. The Topps Museum Collection UEFA Champions League, which has just finished up. And then Panini Immaculate WWE. I watched WWE the other day. It's quite cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. Last night I watched Uncharted. Have you seen that movie?
No.
which is a game, right? And Mark Wahlberg was in it, and I think it's Tom Holland. That's the Spider-Man, right? The young kid who seems who seems 12 in every movie he's in. But it was based on the game Uncharted, which I played ages ago on PlayStation.
Wasn't it like movie. Treasure Hunters or something like that?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I remember the trailer. I didn't see the movie.
Anyway, there's a second one coming out, so it did quite well. I think it came out 2022, so it's a couple of years old. Okay. But anyway, good movie. You should watch it.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies I probably should watch.
You were going to say something?
No, Top Series 2, that's a big one. Like, that's probably the two flagships are, like, that's Top's mainstay. So this is where we start to get, like, rookie cards that weren't in Series 1 come out for different players and stuff like that. So that's a big set for baseball anyway.
Nice. Yeah. And then the Lou Gehrig Day autograph baseball. Do you know what that is? Is that like a special?
Lou Gehrig's an old player from, I think, the 30s, 20s or 30s. I think like Babe Ruth time kind of stuff.
And so is there one of his autographs in the packs, or is there?
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I mean,
interesting.
Like, it's like what they did with the Babe Ruth ones. Like, it would be a cut signature from maybe a check or a letter or something like that, and then put into the card. It's kind of like a relic more than a signature, but still a signature, if that makes sense.
I think anyone would still be pretty happy that they picked it up.
Yeah.
So, hey.
No one's complaining going, "Oi, how did he sign this? He's dead." I mean, seriously, come on.
It'd be difficult.
I'm calling shenanigans.
On the Sharpie.
Yeah.
Hey, big news.
Big news. All right, here we go.
Eminem dropped Houdini, the latest single.
Yeah.
On May 31st. So I wanted to just school you a little bit in regards to how popular this guy is and how good his music is. I sent you the link to his music.
Yeah.
And if you're an Eminem fan from back in the early 2000s, you'd really understand this song because he goes back and forth basically through all of his songs that he's done. And literally, basically just takes the piss out of everybody that he's ever worked with, which is quite cool. So just to give you a bit of an understanding how popular this guy still is, okay? So I only looked at Spotify. That was the only platform I looked at. So he came out 31st. What's that, 10 days ago? 11 days ago?
Yeah, about that.
Okay. So Drake put out a song called Family Matters on the 3rd of May, which was that diss song. I forget the other guy's name. I'm not a big Drake fan, but he's super popular, right?
Yep.
So he's done 69 million streams since May 3rd.
Wow.
Houdini's done 78 million streams since the 31st of May.
Look, I don't think anybody can argue with, like, putting Eminem at the top of, like, the majority of music.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that are bigger or are more followed than what Eminem is.
Well, the album hasn't even come out yet.
But
so
I think the funny thing is watching people react to it who didn't know what Eminem, like, how chaotic.
When they listen to his old music.
Yeah, like the old stuff, which you'd listen to it, you'd be like, that'd make me blush.
Oh yeah. But so I've heard that the album's coming out and it's going to be just insane in regards to upsetting people left, right, and center,
and
just
that's
not
called
caring.
The Death of Slim Shady, I think it's called.
Yeah. So the death of but that's an ongoing thing, right? So so if you look at all of his albums, it's similar to what a lot of rappers do. Like they go from like Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die, Life After Death, and then he died in real life, so he didn't make any more. But he's gone from the Slim Shady LP to the Marshall Mathers LP to the Eminem Show. I think it was to testing me now, Rehab. And so they do this. It's a story, right? Like they go through it all. But I look at all the comments on there. It's like, he's nothing new. It's all same stuff. And it's like, but it's not really, because he's just introducing you back into who he is. And then he's going to drop all these songs and he's going to be just as popular as he has been for the last, 25, 30 years now.
Man, so, I can think of like 40 bands that I wish would go back and put out an album like that they made in like the late 90s, early 2000s, because that's what you kind of grew up with. And listening to this song, it could have come out then. It could have come out back then. Like, there's no difference. And it
It's
gives you that
hilarious.
same sort of feel of just Eminem giving everyone the middle finger, which was what he was known for. And
100%.
what made him so popular, because it just kind of resonated with a bunch of pissed off teens.
It worked quite well.
Yeah, it did. And that's why he is where he is, and why nobody touches him, and why he makes the money that he does.
Yeah. No, he does well.
I mean, Dre's still sitting next to him. It's insane.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And they're getting along too.
Well,
he's got to be close to 50.
Does look old in the film clip, man. But so does Snoop.
But it's funny because it's still in the same car doing the same. What is it called? Rap boy.
Yeah, the rap boy.
Boy.
Where he gets in the car and he's like, "How do you still have that? Like, what are you wearing?"
That's pretty good. Actually, I think I told you the other day. You can on his website you can buy a hoodie that's a Rap Boy hoodie.
Oh, really?
So basically, it's like a Robin hoodie, but it's got the E on the other way around on there. It's pretty cool. I would never wear it in public, but yeah.
Well, see, that's the type of thing that you put away and look after, because that's the stuff that becomes a commodity later on.
Yeah. And then sell it for gazillions. Yeah.
Look, he's smart. He's a good marketer. He does the right thing. He knows, like, Eminem doesn't have to make music anymore.
No.
Like, he could just live on the royalties of the stuff that he's made so far. So you kind of go, well, dude, hey, good on you for getting out there, and trying to do something new, even if it is something old. I mean, it's still the style that you invented. It's still, historically accurate to what Eminem was, or what Slim Shady was. Because when that song came out, man, that was huge.
When the first one came out?
Yeah.
My Name Is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no.
That was his second album.
My Name Is? Or is...
Yeah, that was the first one. But that's the first one that got big, mainstream.
That's
big.
I'm Slim Shady.
No, that's Please Stand Up. No, it was
Please Stand Up. That was first, wasn't it?
No.
I don't know. I don't really care. But
anyway, because I was in primary school when that came out.
That's crazy.
Oh no, sorry, it was in high school. No, I'm wrong. Sorry, I was in primary school when Gangsta's Paradise came out by Coolio.
I think that, like, reading through the comments of some of the things that happen, people are like, oh, you can't say that, and it's really bad. And then some dude jumps on there and goes, hey, have you listened to the old stuff? There's a song that starts off with, hey kids, do you like violence?
But he's there's a girl called, I think it's Megan Stallion, and he's basically dissed her on that song. And then someone puts out this poll going, I can't believe this guy would do this, like, why would you ever, who's a better rapper, Megan Stallion or Eminem? And it's like 98% to 2%.
To Eminem.
Oh yeah. I don't even know who that woman is, but anyway, you said something about
that
her.
You're on the song.
Exactly.
That means you've made it. It's like being back. They used to say that if you get on The Simpsons, you've made it.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Well, people used to try and get on The Simpsons, and they refused them.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure there was a few people. I'm sure it was Gordon Ramsay wanted to get on there, and they wouldn't let him on. I don't know if he's actually been on there or not. But
I'm sure he would have. But I mean, that's why the Michael Jackson thing was so big, because we still don't even know if that actually was Michael Jackson on the Lucy's birthday episode.
That's true.
And he's the only guy who's big enough to go, yeah, I'm not going to put my name to this.
Yeah. I think it was maybe David Beckham that tried to get on there a number of times.
Oh, really?
And possibly.
Yeah, well, he did marry a Spice Girl.
He did. Yeah. Well,
these are the things, there's consequences for your actions, David.
Well, they did a thing about it with his coach once, actually, and Sir Alex Ferguson, who's one of the greatest coaches ever, Man United, and he said the day David lost it the day he thought he was bigger than football, and that was when he went to LA from Man United and left. But anyway, I get off track.
It's like the Beatles saying they're bigger than Jesus.
I saw a Beatles thing today when they came to Australia in 1964. Yeah. And do you know that our mother was in Brisbane City when they went into Brisbane City?
I was going to say, do you know Mum saw the Beatles?
Yeah. And she was only like, 7 or 8 years old there, surely.
I don't know.
Mum. And anyway, inadvertently ended up seeing the Beatles because they just happened to be in the city.
That's so cool. I mean, the biggest I can say is I've seen Kanye and Kim Kardashian. So, yeah.
Well, seeing he's pretty cool.
They're really short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you've got to say.
That's all I got.
That's it. All right, we'll move on then. Anyway.
It doesn't help that I'm 6'2" either, so
it'll be interesting to see what the Eminem album is like. But wanted to talk about tonight some remakes. Get a bit more. We love talking about movies because I'm a bit of a movie buff. So remakes of movies. You had a couple. Yeah. I had a couple. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first, or would you like to go at the same time?
You can go. I don't really mind. I mean, you know, the ones that I'm going to talk about are meh.
Are they a bit meh?
No.
We should do better research if they're a bit meh.
Well, I mean, talking like about June and stuff like that, and there's been a lot of stuff about June, you know, because we'll
talk about June. I want to hear it.
I'm not ready.
I've only ever seen an old June. I don't think I've ever seen. Was there a new June? Oh, the one's just recently come out, hasn't it?
Yeah. So there was 2 that just came out.
Yeah.
I think it was 2022 and this year.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
But then there's an old one as well from the 80s.
Yeah, the other one's from the 80s. Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that one.
Yeah, that's with Sting and Kyle MacLachlan, I think it is.
Craig MacLachlan?
The dude from Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The weird looking dude.
Yeah.
Not Craig MacLachlan. Yeah. No. He's not singing Hey Mona.
He's just thinking that exact same thing. Hey Mona.
I don't remember if I've ever told you the story. Just speaking of Craig MacLachlan, like one of the drummer for my old band, who you know very well, Guy, was an extra on a movie that Craig MacLachlan was on, and I'm pretty sure he got kicked off because every time Craig MacLachlan came past, he started singing that song, and he ended up getting kicked off set. I'm pretty sure.
That's funny.
So he was just an extra. I think it was like a war movie or something that they were shooting on the Gold Coast, and he was an extra.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, he upset Mr. MacLachlan.
So the guy that must have been. I think it was a recent Nicole Kidman movie, and she's doing the walk into the premiere.
Yeah,
and dude pulls out a VHS copy of BMX Bandits, and goes, "Oh, can you sign this?" About.
That was actually a fair while ago.
Yeah, was it the Batman movie that she was in? Was it that long ago?
American Rosso, the comedians from Australia.
Oh man, she was not impressed.
Yeah, pulls out a copy of BMX Bandits. Can you sign my copy of BMX Bandits?
Yeah,
and then I think it was Rosso standing next to him. He goes, "Got my BMXs out the back. You want to go do some bunny hops?" And I'm just like, this is like on the red carpet of Hollywood.
I think she just walked straight past him. And she's just like,
yeah. That's what I do most times. I'm overseas and see Australians.
I reckon. I love it. So we've gone wickedly off track. So June. So what's your thoughts on the old June and the remakes, or which bit is the better remake, by the way? The one from a few years ago or the recent one?
There was another remake that came out, I think mid 2000s. That was a TV, like a TV movie, sort of like maybe a 4 episode. I think it might have been. Maybe it was only 2 episodes. But look, it's taking a magnificent story, and then turning it around. And I think it's kind of like what Star Wars was. It had to wait for the technology to catch up to be able to show the epicness of what it was, of how you read the book. The original movie was good, but it was an 80s movie, so they were, you know, very sort of limited by the technologies that they had. So because in the movies they use, it's like it's almost like a force field that they wear. It's like on a belt.
That's right. And they put something in their nose. Is it the
Yeah. No? Oh, that's what they, when they're actually out in the sand.
Yeah.
Because they're breathing the spice and stuff. But yeah, so in the original movie in the 80s, it's all really boxy. It's kind of like what Tron was. It was that kind of, you know, the way that it was shot. Where now, you know, I mean, the things that you can do with, you know, special effects and stuff like that just completely blows it out of the water. So I think both have their place. I think people who love Dune love the original movie and then love the remakes as well, which doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. Yeah. So the remake was a yes. It was a good one.
Oh yeah, the remake was great.
Yeah. Okay.
Thoroughly loved it.
Yeah. Right. Well, so I've 3 remakes, so we'll talk about one first. Was 1990 Arnold Schwarzenegger, Total Recall, top movie.
It was a great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah.
And you can watch. That's the sort of movie you can watch anytime. Terrible acting.
Oh yeah.
By him especially.
Well, I'm not sure Arnold was ever really known for his acting prowess.
You know, he's the Terminator, so you're not going to mess around with him.
I mean, people loved him so much that they thought he could pass for a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, well, it didn't matter what he did. Well,
I mean,
Kindergarten Cop was a good movie.
Kindergarten Cop
wasn't too bad.
Wasn't this in the movie?
It was a great movie.
But,
he can't act regardless. But
yeah. I mean, the best actor in that whole movie was the kid who said boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Yeah, that's true. I thought Twins was good.
Twins was good.
Twins was good. There isn't many movies he's done.
True Lies was good.
True Lies is a great movie. Anyway, we're not talking about those movies. Shh.
Conan.
The 2012 Colin Farrell brought out, well, he didn't brought it out, but he was in it. Total Recall, the second one.
Yeah.
Now, so I thought the first one was awesome. I thought the technology that they used in it was like, you could just see it, like it was that bad. But back then, it was probably like, this is awesome. I think if they made Total Recall now, compared to 2012, it'd be a lot better. Because the technology's almost caught up.
Yeah, for sure.
And you could actually... I didn't think he did bad, Colin Farrell, but I don't think it was as good as the original. I just didn't think... It was too dark for me compared to the original. There was no comic in it.
Yeah.
And I think that happens with a lot of remakes, like The Mummy as well. I thought the original Mummy, Brendan Fraser, fantastic actor.
I don't think you can put Tom Cruise in any movie and make it good. Ever.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Ever.
So you're a fan of Tom Cruise. Sorry, if you haven't seen any of the episodes, Peter's not a fan of Tom Cruise. Neither is my wife, actually. She's not a fan either. She hates his movies as well, Tom Cruise movies. But I continuously watch them to annoy her, but yeah. Every Mission Impossible, night after night.
Oh, no, thank you. I mean, I loved Interview with the Vampire.
Okay.
But
that's because there's vampires in it. Doesn't count.
Hey?
There's vampires in it. Doesn't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
That's like saying Blade's awesome, but, you know, Wesley Snipes isn't a great actor. It's just because vampires are in it. It doesn't matter. The movie's about vampires, not about the actor.
No. I get that. But I'm saying, like, that's probably... That, Vanilla Sky wasn't terrible.
Yeah, that was a strange movie, though. I'm not about those movies. That was a bit weird.
Yeah, you don't like art house movies.
No.
So...
Only blockbusters.
I have to have guns and stuff blowing up.
Hey, speaking of guns and blowing up, let's talk about the. Or you want to talk about another one?
No. You've already segued into it. You're stealing the show. Hurry up.
I'm not stealing. Just pack up and get out of here.
Don't make me throw my hat on the ground.
You like this movie too, because and I didn't know this. So when I was doing my intensive research for our 47-minute episode tonight, so one of my top 10 favorite movies is Heat. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what Heat is? Do you know what Heat is?
Yeah, I do.
Come on, man. Heat's a great movie.
Whatever.
So it's actually a remake.
Yeah.
Of a movie. I didn't know this. So I'm not as smart as you, obviously. Of LA Takedown, which they shopped around to be a movie and they couldn't get it. So they made it a one-off. Sorry, it was a series and they couldn't get anyone to buy it. So they made it into a TV movie.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it did okay.
Yeah.
It didn't do too bad, but they obviously remade it. But then I'm going through, and if you haven't seen Heat, you're crazy. Go and see it because it's awesome.
You don't have to.
But the amount of superstars that are in this movie is unbelievable.
See, I went through the list and I was like, dude. Like,
did you go through the
there's people in that movie that I didn't even know were in it.
There's people in that movie that weren't famous and they are now.
Yeah. Oh, right?
Yeah. I'm talking Tone Loc's in this movie. I mean, he was famous from way back, but Tone
Loc's in Ace Ventura.
Yeah. De Niro? But he peaked in Ace Ventura.
He peaked in Ace Ventura. Hey, Ace.
I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Einhorn's riding my ass.
Al Pacino. Kilmer. Great actor.
Can I just say, like, I looked it up to go through the thing. Have you seen the picture that they're using for Val Kilmer?
A little bit sad. Yeah. But anyway.
Oh, dude, that's not sad, man. He was Batman once.
Yeah, they shouldn't be using that picture.
No.
Anyway. Danny Trejo?
Okay, you need to give it Tom, what was his name? Val Kilmer. He peaked at Top Gun. Like, there is not anyone who was cooler.
Yeah, in Top Gun, yeah.
Then was it Ice? Iceman.
Iceman. Yeah, there was Maverick, Goose, Iceman, and I can't remember who his second guy was.
Yeah, it was kind of like the guy that was in the A-Wing with Luke Skywalker. Yeah,
Tom Sizemore. Really, Tom Sizemore was in here.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore.
Henry Rollins.
That blew me away. I was like, dude, Rollins is in that?
Yeah. Don't you remember? He's the standover guy for the business. Have you seen it? In a long time?
Yeah, I've seen it, dude, long time ago.
Yeah. So he's the muscle for the businessman.
There you go. I didn't even know that.
Frank Azaria.
Yeah.
Dennis Haysbert, should I say? Now,
what else is he out of? Because he's got one of those faces of like a bad guy that you know.
He's not a bad guy. He was a good guy, wasn't he? I'm sure.
I'm talking not in that movie, but in other movies.
He was in Major League.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was Major League.
Let me see other movies that he was in of notable. Yeah, not many.
Not many.
So he's in 24.
Way to shoot down his career.
24 was a good show. But the number one movie on there is Major League.
Yeah.
I digress. Let me keep going for a second.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I'll be quiet.
Ted Levine. I said Azaria. Now this guy here, Mykelti Williamson. He's been in a lot of movies more recently. As I don't think he was probably super famous back then. But I could be totally wrong, but I haven't seen him in many things. But yeah, Frank Azaria on his own, the fact that he's in the movie is crazy with Al Pacino and De Niro.
Yeah.
And Ashley Judd is in it as well. Natalie Portman's in it.
Is she?
As the daughter. Yeah. I'm telling you, everyone must have been doing this for free.
What, was that before or after? What was the movie that she made? The one with the French dude, where he was like an assassin and she was a kid.
Was that a Stallone movie?
No.
I have no idea.
This is going to bug me now.
Anyway, and Danny, is it Danny Trejo? Is that his name? Trejo?
Yes.
Yeah. Top actor.
Machete.
Jailbird. Comes out, makes movies. Dude's like 105
some
now.
of the best movies. He was in Desperado.
Yeah, man.
He was, dude, when he turns into a vampire in Dust Till Dawn, that's like one of the best parts of that movie. Because you're just like, I'm stuffed. There's no way I'm getting away from him. Like, he is just huge, just this massive jack dude.
That movie escalated. You know what?
I loved him in Spy
really
Kids
quickly
as well. He was really good as the uncle in Spy Kids.
George Clooney was in that movie.
In what?
In the Dust Till Dawn movie, wasn't he?
Yeah. So it was Harvey
It's pretty
Keitel.
Random when you think about it now. He was in that movie.
Harvey Keitel, George Clooney, Quentin Tarantino, Juliette Lewis, Danny Turrillo, Cheech Martin is in it.
Yeah. I forgot, by the way, on Heat,
and
John
Selma
Voight
Hayek.
was in. John Voight was in Heat as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so two great movies. But so the original director for LA Takedown is Michael Mann. He's the same one that actually did Heat. So he obviously got funding and then decided to do it properly, and clearly did it properly. But so I think that I saw bits and pieces of LA Takedown. I didn't watch the entire movie because I didn't know it existed.
Yeah.
But it didn't look as good. It looked very, very 80s compared to Heat, which was very articulated.
Yeah.
And I thought the main character in there was sensational. And it's a shame. If you haven't seen the movie, he dies at the end. But anyway,
spoilers.
Heat 2 is in the works. So
now, is it in the works?
It is in the works.
Or is it just speculation at the moment?
So I read multiple outlets saying that it's in the works. And it's going to be focused on a prequel sequel type of movie before and after the actual original Heat. So the events that led up to where everyone came together.
Yep.
And I'm assuming that's the detective and the bad guy. And then the prequel of people after it all went down who are still alive. So that's what I've heard. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I mean, you hear about sequels all the time.
Yeah, well, like Adam Driver's slated to be in it. Like he's rumored to be in it.
Yeah.
You know, so. But
so it would be pretty good. I think it'd be a good movie.
The thing with Heat was like, there's been so many movies that have kind of mixed that line of cops and gangsters and stuff like that. And what was the one that had Johnny Depp in it? Donnie Brasco?
Oh, Donnie Brasco, yeah.
Donnie Brasco was a great movie. That kind of had the same sort of situation, you know, like then there was also The Departed.
Yeah.
Which I actually...
I watched that the other night. Top movie.
If someone goes, you want to watch Heat or The Departed?
Yeah.
I'm going to watch The Departed.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a Leo fan? I get it. You seem like a Leo fan.
Well, what can I say?
You didn't deny it.
You were great,
you didn't
man.
Deny
that got me forever.
Well, Titanic was a good movie. So I know what you said. I heard what you said, and I ignored it. I'm joking with you.
No,
Anyway.
look, I'm actually just stoked you didn't say Wolf of Wall Street. That was the main thing because you normally are sprouting that movie all the time. So
it's a golden movie. It's funny. Margot Robbie's in it, so I'm just repping for Australia.
And Jonah Hill's in there. Despite how bad of a person he might turn out to be, I actually still like Jonah Hill's movies.
He's gangster. Super bad.
Super
it's a top
bad.
10.
God, I love that movie.
It's an absolute top 10 movie.
My kids are trying to so obviously my 18-year-old's seen Superbad. And my turning 11 and turning 14. 13. 14.
I'm gonna keep this.
Yeah, 14.
You're in trouble.
Are going, oh, can we watch Superbad? And I don't know how to explain that it's not a bad movie. Like, there's a bit of swearing in it. There's no violence or anything. But just the innuendo that goes on with that movie.
Ooh, Evan, you're going to go to the party with a giant thing of lube.
That's not creepy. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, there's a lot
How
of that.
old are you? McLovin, how old are you? Old enough to party. Yeah, there's just so many one-liners in that movie that just goes off. But look, speaking of which,
it was between McLovin and Muhammad.
Yeah,
Muhammad. Read a book. It's the most popular name in the world.
There's
too many of those things in that.
Lines from that movie because they all involve swear words.
Yeah, they do. I know. I'm going through my brain like, what can I say and what can't I say?
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was no. So you haven't let them watch it yet?
No. Well, because their mum went out for a girls' night on Saturday, and we're like, all right, what are we doing? Let's watch a movie. And as always in my house, it takes an hour to choose a goddamn movie.
I think it's everybody's house, not just yours.
We ended up on Kick-Ass.
Oh yeah,
that is a great movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Completely forgot how overly violent it is.
Yes. Yeah, but that, you look past that.
That's nothing. I mean, the boys have watched John Wick, which, is a very violent film.
It's nothing compared to that. That's basically just heads flying off and blood the entire 4 movies.
Kick-Ass is pretty violent, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
More graphic.
Yeah, more graphic and heaps more swearing in it.
Okay.
Which I was like, wow. And most of it comes from the little girl, Chloe Moretz.
Yeah. Which is quite funny. So when you're sitting and watching a movie at home, so I'd just be at home with my wife watching a movie. I don't care about what's in the movie, right? But then when someone else is in my house watching the movie, I'm like, is this suitable enough for someone? What sort of background do they have? And like, is this going to be okay?
Yeah.
So you've got to be really careful.
Completely.
But yeah. So you watch that. So basically you should have just let them watch Superbad.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what it came down to. Yeah.
Good story.
Because there's only so many times we can go back and watch the Benchwarmers, really.
Well, that's true. You can watch Major League. Well, there's a bit of swearing in that as well.
Yeah, Major League's... I think we've watched Major League. We've pretty much done all the baseball movies. And the only one we really go back to, besides 47, which is the Jackie Robinson movie, is the Sandlot Kids. Because that's one of the greatest movies ever made. I freaking love that movie.
Angels in the Outfield? No?
Nah. That's a remake.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah.
That's from the I'm aware of that.
I'm aware. I did have a look at a lot of remakes. What's the top 1,000 remakes that have been done? And pretty much every movie's a remake.
Pretty much. It's weird when you actually go through it, and then they change the names. But then, like a lot of the actual list that I looked at actually shows international movies that are based on American movies, and there's a lot of Hindi movies that have like been made in India that pretty much replicate the American movies that have just changed it. So I think it'd be interesting to find out if they have to buy the rights to the movie to be able to make it, or whether they can just go, nah, we didn't know. It's not the same. So
look, what I want to know is like with Top Gun and those sort of movies where America are always fighting a baddie, and usually Russia or someone like that. In Russia, are they the same movies where Russia is fighting the baddies America? Do you think?
Nah.
No?
No.
Okay.
It's always Germany.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
It's a strange concept, because I think with Australia being so heavily influenced by American pop culture.
Really?
Sort of? We are two brothers in their 40s making a podcast on,
Well, you can say that culture. Now. Well done.
What?
Good work. That we're in our 40s now. Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. This is the first time. I've ever said it too.
Well, you're like 44 in a couple of days, aren't you? 3 days.
No, 43.
43.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm 42.
Maybe 27.
No,
not too sure.
Look at my beard, man. That's long gone. I've got an 18-year-old. That would be weird.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
that would have put me at 9 as his dad.
So funny thing about The Mummy is Brendan Fraser came out and he actually said not too long ago, I'd be open to making a Mummy 4. Yeah. And I'm thinking, does he have to put his fake hair on to do that movie? Or because he's pretty bald.
Well, I've been waiting for Encino Man 2.
Yeah.
To actually see what happened to Link. Did the girl that he finds, at the end of the movie, did they
live happily ever
become
after?
the white picket fence family and stuff like that, And then does his kid dig a pool and finds another Neanderthal? Oh my God, the shenanigans. Yeah. And then I get to watch Pauly Shore again, and I love Pauly Shore.
Then next thing you're going to talk about In the Army Now.
Oh, In the Army Now. No, see, I was a son-in-law. Son-in-law for me was the best one.
Yeah, where this podcast is going down fast, like a burning hot air balloon.
Hey, Pauly Shore is still out there.
Pauly Shore now. Well, he's still out there. I'm sure. How many movies has he made?
Hey?
How many movies has he made? The last thing I saw Pauly Shore in, he was in a Limp Bizkit film clip.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know at the moment he's trying to get the rights to make the Richard Simmons biography. And I think Richard Simmons was like
it is his son.
Hey?
To be fair, it is his son.
Yeah.
To be fair.
But, because he was like an aerobics instructor, like in the 80s, like that was his big thing.
Yeah, he was huge.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think at the moment he's got a script, he's got all that kind of stuff. I think he's just trying to get permission to be able to make it. So
cool.
Yeah. Dude, I loved Pauly Shore. He was so funny.
Well, I can tell.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that funny. Super bad son-in-law. I'm not sure. What would I choose? Probably anything but son-in-law.
Really?
Titanic before son-in-law. Yeah, it's a rubbish.
All right, you're
movie.
dead to me. Hurry up and finish this crap.
All right, collectors of everything, experts of nothing.
That's done.
All right. Anyway, but you know what? Hit and miss remakes. Some of the remakes are really good. I was just trying to think. The other Mark Wahlberg movie was a remake as well.
Transformers.
Yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Hey, did you see what I sent you the other day? It was today. I sent it to you. The Optimus Prime jacket.
The Optimus Prime bomber jacket
with the hood thing.
And
it came up to here. Like, man, you could rob multiple banks with that thing.
I don't think I'm cool enough to wear that in public, unfortunately.
I don't reckon many people are cool enough.
I don't think I can wear a puffer jacket in public, to tell you the truth, let alone
you could if you were where I am, because it's cold enough. You'd get away with it. But
dude, it's freezing here, man. I think it's down to 19 at the moment.
Good Lord. Is the sun out?
Hey,
Is the sun still out or is it gone?
no, it's gone. That's nighttime behind me there.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a window.
that's
right. Oh, didn't know. There you go. Fun fact.
Hey, fun facts with Peter.
Exactly. What was the movie? Keith Sutherland's in it. No, what's his dad's name?
Donald
Sutherland. Mark Wahlberg's in it, and so is Bad Hulk.
Edward Norton.
Yeah, I forget what it is now.
Mark Wahlberg and Edward Norton.
Oh, that's the worst memory blank
No,
ever.
sorry. Hang on. Stop. Yeah. I said Edward Norton, but I meant to say Eric Bana as Bad Hulk.
No. I didn't mind the Eric Bana one. Really? I thought it was better than. Do you think it was better than?
Dude, I would have dead set would have been absolutely happy if we had had Edward Norton as Hulk instead of Raffaello. Absolutely loved the Edward Norton Hulk.
Wow.
Eric Bana was bloody terrible.
No, I disagree. I thought Eric Bana was pretty good.
I remember asking a friend who went and saw the Eric Bana Hulk, and I said, "How was it?" He goes, "Dude, I can play you the whole movie right here." Okay, he goes, "Raw, raw, raw." That's it. Pretty much the whole Eric Bana Hulk movie.
It was a little bit slow. I'll give you that.
I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't see it now."
They were telling a story, and you've missed it. They were trying to tell the story properly. No one cared about the story.
Yeah, we just wanted
Everyone just wanted fight scenes.
That wasn't Lou Ferrigno.
The Italian Job. That was the other one. So there was a. Oh, well, you've probably never seen it, but it was a.
That's when they drove the
bank robbers.
The mini cars.
Minis.
They had the minis. Yeah.
And I think the movie came out a long time ago. And then they remade it.
It's an old remake.
It's like 50s, I think. 50s or 60s, possibly.
And there's a few of those types of movies that have been remade, which, I mean...
Was Ocean's 11 remade?
Ocean's 11 was a remake, yeah.
Yeah, because the Rat Pack did that, didn't they?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's like anything. I mean, the Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse that just came out. Did you hear about that?
The Jake Gyllenhaal Roadhouse. And who was in the original Roadhouse?
Patrick Swayze.
Yes, I've seen Patrick Swayze's Roadhouse. Not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. And I haven't watched the Gyllenhaal one, but I mean, it was everywhere, over every bit of social media when it was being released.
Really?
And, and they plugged it because Conor McGregor's in it. Conor McGregor plays one of the bad guys. And I was like,
Scotch is pretty good.
I don't think you need... I think there's certain movies that you don't need to make it. Pardon me. You don't need to make again.
Yeah.
I think
it's really iconic, that movie, wasn't it? With Patrick Swayze in it. I mean, Patrick Swayze was a pretty good actor.
It was a cracker of a movie, man.
He's had a few good movies, actually.
Yeah.
Swayze. Oh, forget it.
Yeah.
Finish the episode. We're done.
Yeah, that's it.
Point break.
This is the third time we've finished the episode.
Keanu.
Yeah.
Come on.
Keanu.
Cool Keanu. Like Speed era Keanu. Not John Wick Keanu.
Like Bill and Ted's.
Wow, that was way too early. He got a bit cooler after that. Like Point Break. Did you know? Here's a fact. Did you know that Keanu?
Don't try and burn bogus like Bill and Ted.
Oh no, I do love it. I didn't like it. Did you like the new one?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, okay.
Face the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that when Keanu Reeves was a kid, he used to get babysat by one person, no other than Alice Cooper.
So cool.
Imagine being babysat by Alice. Imagine just telling that story at a bar 10 years, 20 years later, going, I got babysat by Alice Cooper. And they're like, you were full of, you know what, give me proof. And then you pull out a picture, well, maybe a Polaroid of you and Alice Cooper. That'd be the best. That'd be my life forever. I'd just be telling everyone I got babysat by Alice Cooper. I think
you would also do the whole fact of, like, I'm Keanu Reeves. I don't need to lie to make friends.
Yeah, maybe. Like, that's a valid point. Maybe you're good enough to be Keanu Reeves, I guess.
Yeah.
But, or John Wick. Or Neo.
Same, yeah. Or Neo. Oh, Neo.
There's
so many good movies. So many good movies that he made.
So anyway, remakes. Look, I think remakes are better than sequels. I think sequels can sometimes burn out really badly because they're just trying to generate further income from the same movie. But remakes do well. As I said, I thought Total Recall would be better made now because of all the tech and everything that they have. But was it a bad movie, the remake? I think it was bad. The Mummy remake was terrible. The LA Takedown remake was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the ones I'm in June, as you said, it depends. It's a bit like the new Star Wars and old Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
It's a matter of opinion on that, because everyone's a Star Wars lover, and you'll still watch them, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the thing with it, I have no problem with. I know there's a lot of sort of anime in Japan that came out in the 80s, which is still really big now, where they're making remakes of it, like of the original movies, just to sort of, clean it up, polish it up and stuff like that. I got no problems with that.
Yeah.
When we start doing like Aladdin with Will Smith, there was no need for it.
Was there an Aladdin with Will Smith?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was like a live action. They did it with Mulan. They did it with Beauty and the Beast.
They did it
the
with
Lion King.
Little Mermaid as well, didn't they? I did actually go to the movies
Little
and watch
Mermaid
Little
was
Mermaid.
the most recent, I think. The Aladdin one might have been a couple of years ago. But I mean, look, who in their right mind is going for the part of the genie when Robin Williams absolutely like peaked that character? Like, when I think of the genie from Aladdin, it's Robin Williams. It's no one else.
I guess it'd be like Heath Ledger about to go into auditions for the Joker after.
No, completely different.
You reckon?
100%. The Joker is a state of mind.
He just nailed it so good with the genie.
The Joker
Aladdin was a good movie.
The Joker's been played so many different times in so many different incantations. Like, you've got room to move there. I don't think with the genie, especially when they're trying to remake the movie verbatim, like exactly the same.
Yeah.
There's no need for it.
I must watch it. I haven't seen it. I should probably.
I didn't watch it on principle.
Oh no, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking to someone who can still sing the whole Aladdin soundtrack.
Yeah. Do it.
You put me on the spot, man.
Oh yeah.
Well,
you're talking to someone who can
40 thieves. Son of Zion had 1,000 tales. Master, you in luck, cause I'm your Steve. You got a brand and the magic never fails. You got some power in your corner now. I said your ammunition in your can. Yeah, that's about all you get.
I thought it was ammunition in your pants, but anyway, that's obviously wrong.
Wait, no, that was the other version that you watched. Yeah. That wasn't rated for children, Neil.
Yeah, good song. You failed. Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
All right.
You can't put me on the spot to sing Aladdin.
Listen. I have every right to put anyone on this show on the spot anytime I feel. Yeah. All right. Don't start throwing things out there and then not backing them up. That's it.
I'm going to have to ask for a pay rise soon.
That's exactly right. All right. Question of the week. Do you think sketch cards will get more popular in the future?
The problem with sketch cards is that people don't know what they are. It's like what Paul said last week in the way of, when...
This is where it's come from, yeah.
When you tell people, I'm a sketch artist, you get your card printed out millions and millions of times. No. I think people don't understand the difference between the two. I think sketch cards, if you know what they are, then I think that, you should be buying them all. In my opinion, because it's like getting one-on-ones in like baseball cards and basketball cards and hockey cards and stuff like that. These are what they are. Someone has literally drawn it. They've done it by hand. I think sketch cards are a fascinating collection, and I wish that I had got into collecting them early enough where they were still cheap. Because the Star Wars ones now are just ridiculously expensive.
They're really nice, those Star Wars ones, actually.
Yeah. Especially some of the booklets that they have, which is, where they open up and it's like got Ahsoka and Grogu or, all the different characters or, Vader with stormtroopers and stuff like that. But, I think that's also a testament to the Masterwork Star Wars cards because they are just beautiful cards.
Yeah.
I love sketch cards, and I think that if someone was looking to start getting into collecting a character, like a non-sports character, sketch cards are the perfect way to go.
Yeah.
When you see them come up, buy them because no one's going to have it. That's all. It's a one-on-one. That's all it comes down to. It's a hand-drawn piece. Yeah. Even if they did you know, even if they had 10 different cards and they drew the same one on the 10 different cards, there's going to be differences and discrepancies between them all because you can never sort of do the same thing.
Funny you say that. So I've got two. So as you know, everyone knows, I collect Iron Man sketch cards. I totally agree with you in regards to they'll never be as cheap as they are today.
Yeah.
And everybody hasn't caught on to the fact that they're one-of-a-kind pieces.
Yeah. Even
a one-of-one card might have a stamp that says one of one, but they're actually not a one-of-one because there's different variations of them, right?
100%.
With the sketch cards, there's no refractors.
No,
there's individual sketch cards.
Nothing, yeah.
So I think they're super cheap at the moment compared to what they will be in the next probably 10 years. I obviously collect one character, which is Iron Man, and I've got a couple of other sketches of different characters as well. But I like them for the fact that and I go back in my head and think if I bought a box of cards, if I pulled out a packet and opened it and there was a sketch card in there, how excited would I be to cop that sketch card out of a box?
Completely.
Okay, so the fact is I don't buy boxes anymore. I just buy sketch cards because I don't need the 500 other cards that are worth nothing. You just want to buy the sketch cards, and they're cheaper than a box currently for a lot of the sets. And you know, you heard me on the episode last week. I'm a huge fan of them, and I think they're getting more and more popular, and they're only going to get more and more popular. And there's going to be a lot more sketch cards coming up in different sort of facets of the non-sports card areas, like Marvel and I'm surprised that they haven't got into it on the other side of things, like some of the Pokemon side of things, Magic the Gathering sketch cards and stuff like that. They haven't gone there yet on that side. Maybe they don't need to. But
I think the thing with the Pokemon cards is also, they at the moment they don't need to.
Yeah,
it's probably sitting in their skyrocket waiting.
Imagine a hand-drawn. Imagine they get 7 artists of a hand-drawn Pikachu in one set.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
That's it.
Massive. But
Huge.
What I'm saying is, at the moment, they don't need to make them to generate hype. If Pokemon die off, then maybe that's something they do, and people just go ballistic and and go for it. Because it's ridiculous. People buy these Pokemon boxes. Like the last one was the Dark Umbreon that came out in the last set. That was the big chase.
Yeah,
that's great. There's still like 1 million of them produced.
Well, you don't know how many there are.
Yeah, well, but you know what I mean. Like there's more than one.
Well, you know how many are graded, and there's thousands.
Yeah,
so,
and I mean, if you're looking for something that's rare and something that is going to hold its value and work really well, it's going to be sketch cards.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, sketch cards and rare sets from a long time ago. Yeah, I think that's all it's going to be because it's so flooded.
Yeah,
through the 2000s was fairly flooded as well. I think it's going to get worse, but they're obviously trying to shrink the card packages and give more valuable cards when you buy packets and boxes. It would seem that's the way it's going.
Yeah,
because
you know what? They're not aimed at kids anymore.
Well, no, they're not. No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Pokemon is still aimed at kids. Like, there's heaps of Pokemon collectors out there, but there's also still kids that just grab them from the servo and rip them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That get that Dark Umbreon and love it and put it in their pocket and take it to school and put it under their pillow at night and stuff like that.
And love it.
Which is what the cards are for.
Yeah.
But you're not giving a kid a box of the gold leaf signatures and going, here you go open that. Like I think there's
top card.
There's been a distinct difference in the way that cards have come through.
Yeah.
Even in baseball, you've got opening day, which is a cheap set. You've got the Christmas celebration one, which is a cheap set.
Yeah.
They're made for kids.
Yeah.
Then you've got everything else on top of that, which are made for collectors.
Well, it's a similar thing, like Marvel Annual, stuff like that. Relatively indescript sort of cards. And then they bring out Marvel Beginnings and stuff. So they're sort of rechurning some of the old stuff. But look, if you're into a certain type of card, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever it may be, and you've got the opportunity to buy sketch cards, I'd do it.
I think if you're looking to get into the hobby and you want to make good investments with your money,
it's only getting bigger now. I mean, it's getting more
sketch
popular.
Cards are the way to go.
Everything's getting more popular at the moment because of this podcast, obviously. So I think the
I think the only thing that can top sketch cards is autos.
Yeah. But then these pop ones coming out, these pop century ones, like it's now they're just there's going to be flooded. It's just autos. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not sure that you're 100% correct in that, because I think if you sat there and Snoop Dogg does 600 signatures, right, and then so keep in mind these aren't on card signatures. They look like they're stuck on.
Yeah. So what they do is they give them a sheet and they've got these little sort of clear pieces of plastic and they sign. Yeah. It's not in baseball. You have an on-card auto, which is literally signed on the card,
and that's the rare. That's the rarer one, right?
Yeah, on card is always going to command more money.
Yeah. So I think most of those pop ones are not on card.
The stickers.
It would seem so. They seem like it. Yeah. But I mean, either way, like you'd be pretty chuffed if you got one of those cool signatures. I mean, if you got Al Pacino signature, you'd be stoked.
What I meant more with the signatures was more like your Masterworks Star Wars ones, where you're getting your Han Solos, where you're getting your Luke Skywalkers and stuff like that. I mean, that's a massive investment, and unless Disney completely drive it into the ground, I don't see them losing money.
No, they won't. They won't drive it into the ground.
No,
they're making too much money.
Yeah,
they'll think of something new.
Yeah, well, they got to make money back, man. The amount of money they gave George.
True. Exactly.
And after all the money that I gave him.
so sketch cards popular in the future? Yes, I think they will be still popular in the future. Anyway, but that's us for this evening. Collectors of Everything, Experts of None, episode 32. Got a couple of cool episodes coming up potentially in the next couple of weeks. So you'll find out more if you actually watch our episodes. Make sure you're liking and sharing, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we will catch you on episode 33.
See you guys.